What's going on, everybody? John here with Bearded Outdoorsman Chronicles, and I figured I would come at you with a quick gear review, and what better time to do a review than when I'm using the gear. So I'm getting ready to break down here. It's about lunchtime. I'm going to move for an afternoon set, but I want to talk a little bit about this saddle that I'm running this season. So I picked up the Cloud Infinity saddle from Hunt Arsenal, and I have been just exclusively running this saddle this season because once I tried it on at the sports show in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania last year, I fell in love with it like immediately. The upper back support that this thing has is just, I've done multiple all-day sets in the saddle this season already, and it's just all-day comfort. Now, a few things I will say is I would highly recommend that you pick up the suspenders for them, because prior to getting these suspenders, I had a hard time keeping the saddle up, and I really just hated trying to walk in the woods with it, so I'd just stuff it in my pack and walk in and then put it on. But after I got the suspenders, I was able to just keep it on all day long, walking in and out of the woods. And another thing I ended up doing is I actually added this chest strap. They don't come from Hunt Arsenal with the chest strap. I found that they kept wanting to try to slide off of my shoulders, so I think I spent $5 for a chest strap. I actually had a piece of paracord tied across that I was using for a little bit, and that did the trick. I'm also using Hunt Arsenal's hand muff because it clips right to your bridge, which I haven't seen another hand muff that does that, and that's just fantastic. Yeah, it's got a little mag here, a little magnet for your phone. I don't know that I would trust to put my phone on there, but it does come with a tether included inside the hand muff, so if you wanted to be bold enough to trust to putting your phone on a magnet on the outside, you could tether it at least. But let me go ahead and get this unclipped so you can see the bridge system here a little bit. So what makes this saddle even more comfortable despite the upper back support are these micro adjustments that you can make on your bridge. So you can adjust where your tension is, whether you want it more so on the lower portion of your saddle or on the higher portion of your saddle. I like to run a fairly even pressure between the upper back and the seat portion, but whenever I slide into the tree and sit here for a little while, I kind of like to put a little bit more on the bottom part and a little bit less on the back, just to help kind of cradle me more. But yeah, I'm just absolutely ecstatic with the saddle. The things that I would definitely recommend that you add are the suspenders. I think they're pretty much a must. And also, Hunt Arsenal makes this thing called a Slingr, which hopefully you can see it there. And what that thing right there lets you do is I can spread it apart and come right into the tree and just take the pressure off of my feet. And honestly, I can comfortably sit like this all day long. It really eliminated the need for knee pads or a cushion on the tree because my knees aren't digging into the tree. And this Slingr actually does have a thin layer of padding in it, so it does definitely help. But yeah, as far as saddle hunting goes, this Cloud Infinity saddle by Hunt Arsenal is the best thing I've ran so far. I hunting with a couple other brands saddles in years past, and I could sit all day, but I couldn't say I could comfortably sit all day, you know? So this guy here has just kind of like revolutionized my saddle hunting. I also did pick up a few other things from Hunt Arsenal. I got their spreader bar, which there's actually a few different places on this bridge where you could put it. It just kind of depends where you want to take the pressure off of. So, just for argument's sake, we'll throw it in right here so you can see it in action. It just slips right into the webbing of your bridge. And now you can see my bridge is a little more spread out, and it kind of took some pressure off of my sides, but I don't find there to be bad pinch points in this saddle. Honestly, I just wanted to try the spreader bar, and I'm hit or miss whether or not I'm even putting it in. I didn't run it at all today, but on other sets I have. I think if I was wearing a little bit more clothing, I might appreciate it a little bit more, but it's pretty nice out today. I haven't found the need for it, but you just gotta take the pressure off your bridge and get that spreader bar back out. The Cloud Infinity saddle has the zipper pockets on each side, which I do find that you can actually use with one hand. The only negatives I could really speak of for this saddle would be once you do purchase the suspenders, which I think are $20 from Hunt Arsenal, they do not come with a chest strap. I think that they need to. And instead of buckles like a lot of other saddle companies have, Hunt Arsenal uses just a pull rope. So this is my belt. It's just a Prusik that I have to pull tight around my waist. And also on the legs, there's these clips. Personally, I'm more of a buckle guy. I know that this probably shaves some weight off of the saddle setup, which don't hold me accountable for this, but I believe the saddle is sub 2 pounds. Obviously, once you start putting your alignments, your tethers, all those kind of things in there, you're going to increase your weight, but I'm assuming they negated buckles and straps just to help shave a little bit of the weight off. I think some buckles might have been a nice touch, and the suspenders really just should come with the saddle, in my opinion, because I couldn't wear it in or out of the woods without the suspenders. But yeah, all in all day sets in this thing have just been extremely pleasurable. I mean, the range of movement is great. The adjustability of your bridge and the upper back support, just hard to beat. I haven't seen it in any other saddle. They even have little buttons here on your bridge. See that guy? So if I had to spin from my shot, it'll actually hit my carabiner and adjust my bridge for me so I can keep moving into my shot if I need to. But I tend to run a pretty loose bridge, so I haven't actually ran into the need for that at all yet. But yeah, I mean, one-handed adjustments, easy to move your knots around, just to dial in your comfort. And I would highly recommend. I know I've already talked a couple of my friends into purchasing this saddle as well. And if you're on the fence and you do want to get into saddle hunting, I would say this is one of the best saddles that's out there right now for all-day comfort. And honestly, the weight too. I mean, can't sleep on that lightweight. But yeah, Hunt Arsenal's really doing some great things. And I'm running quite a few pieces of their gear. I got their sub 2 platform. I believe this is their 7 Tether, is what they call it. And the hand muff, the Cloud Infinity saddle, and the Slingr. If you're going to pick one of these up, get yourself the Suspenders, get yourself your Slingr. I think it's going to run you about an extra $50, but I highly, highly recommend those things. Their spreader bar, that's up to you, but I definitely would not recommend purchasing this without the Slingr and the suspender straps. But I'm going to get down out of here and hopefully find a place that's more productive for this evening's set. Hopefully you find that helpful. Till next time, thanks for watching.